So we'll go ahead and modify each of these routes, and we'll say try, catch, any errors, and if there's an error, we'll call the next handler with the error. Now, what we're trying here is we're trying this set of code here, this little block of code. And what this is going to do, this try catch function, this try catch block, is it's going to execute this block inside the try. And it's going to say if anything in here throws an error, it's going to pass that error to this catch block. And the catch block is going to call the next function with the error in question. And so we're going to do that for both of these here. We're going to try all of this, and we're going to catch any errors that result from any stage in this block, and we're going to call the next function with those errors. And so where might these errors be coming from? Well, we'll check any kind of errors in the voting model. And so we'll head over to our voting model, and we'll import all of the errors. We'll import. Now, there's a couple ways to do this. I'm going to show you both of them. We're going to import errors from, const errors equals require ... slash utils slash errors, like this. Now, by doing this, we are taking all of the errors. It's an object that contains 3 errors. So this would be, we could say const bad request error equals errors dot bad request error. And this, we can do this for all 3 of our errors, but there's actually a shorter hand way to do this. We can use what's known as object destructuring. And object destructuring means take this object that is being exported here, and since we already know the 3 keys that exist on this object, the 3 properties, we can just destructure them off of the object. So we can say, instead of saying const errors, we can say the 2 errors, or the error that we might use the most, bad request error equals require utils slash errors. And this is just saying we're just taking the single key and we're giving it the same variable name that is used to create the property on the object that's being exported here. And so by doing this, we can then use this bad request error inside our function. And so the places that the bad request error might come in are these. Let's think about a couple different examples here. First of all, if a user is not passed in, let's throw new bad request error, and let's give it a message. The message is, you must have a user in the request body to vote. Okay, and so this throw error here will be caught inside this try catch block, and it will be passed to the next handler for this route. And we can also say, another example might be, if not voting pizza name, then we can throw another bad request error. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's throw a not found error here. This makes more sense. Oh, I did that wrong. Well, nice of my text editor to handle that for me, but it's bad request error. Then we have our not found error, and we could say if not voting.pizza aim, throw new not found error, that pizza name is not part of the poll. And then we can do one more error handling check here. We can say if voting pizza name dot includes the user that was sent in, we can throw another bad request error, and we can say that user has already voted for that pizza. Now, once we've done all of this error handling here, we don't have to do all of this checking. We just know that if this has happened, then we handle all of the edge cases where the response might be, or the request might be invalid. Then otherwise, we can just say this section here, voting pizza name dot push the user, and then return tally votes. Now, this to me feels a lot cleaner because there's no nested if statements. We're throwing clear, explainable errors as to what the issue is. It doesn't just silently not do anything. We're failing, and we're failing early, and the user knows exactly why we're failing. Now, the last thing we need to do is we need to make sure that whenever this next handler is called with the error, that we have a system in place to handle that in our server. So we need to set up some kind of middleware here to handle any errors that are passed from the next, because like we haven't called res.status, we haven't sent back a response to the client. And so the client's expecting something, so we need a way to handle that, and that's what we're going to do next.